Man, god damn, it's hot than a motherfucker in DC, dog. It gotta be like 95. You know what I'm saying? Like it's about to be September. Like the fuck? And I do maintenance. You know what I'm saying? I done had a motherfucker tell me to put his because in the morning it was cool a couple of days in the morning last week. And you know, once the sun come out, that shit be beaming. But I guess because of that early morning coolness, the residents said they wanted me to put they HVAC on motherfucking heat mode. Put that shit, winterize that shit. Now it's like it's still gonna be in the 90s, like damn near 100. You sure? Yeah. Okay. It's hot as shit outside, dog. These motherfuckers tripping. But anyway, I'm noticing, man. It's like a disconnect between black Americans and melanated people from other places. The first disconnect is I could have sworn that being called black was an American. I thought that shit was a United States of America term. You know what I'm saying? I could have sworn like years ago, a motherfucker tell you like, yeah, we don't have black or white in Puerto Rico. We just all Puerto Ricans. Or we don't have black or white in the Dominican Republic. We just all Dominicans. And you know, if you meet a motherfucker in the United States and they might be mixed, they might have American ancestry and like Jamaican ancestry. They would tell you, oh, I'm mixed. I'm half Jamaican and half black. If all y'all black, what the fuck is half black? A motherfucker would tell you, I'm half Haitian and half black, or I'm half Puerto Rican and half black, or I'm half this and half black. The half black means American. It means black American. So, you know, we time that went past, now we at a time where anybody can come over here and just call themselves black. And we supposed to just, no, man. You know what I'm saying? It's rules. It's a difference. Like black Americans ain't like no other blacks nowhere else. So when you come over here and you talking about you black in America, but you not doing what black Americans do, hey, we got a problem with that, man. You know what I'm saying? And I realized that it's a lot of motherfuckers that are melanated in this country that's not from this country. Or, you know what I'm saying, they be having parents, like one of their parents be from somewhere else. So they be having like multiple allegiances. Allegiances, however the fuck you say that shit, allegiance. You know? And let me tell you, man, like how a lot of black Americans think, like a lot of, like the descendants of slaves, the real black Americans, I'm gonna say that shit, the real black Americans in this country. Hey, a lot of us ain't really feeling all that Kamala Harris and, you know what I'm saying, we ain't really feeling that shit. You know what I'm saying? But I understand why immigrants is feeling it, because Kamala is an immigrant. If y'all think the country is fucked up and y'all so scared, like if Trump getting in office, man, shit gonna be... Hey, look, the Democrats been running the country basically like the last 20 years. Like, Barack was in office, what, for 8 years? Trump got in there for 4 years. That's 12. Then Biden got back into office. So 12 out of the last 16 years, it's been ran by Democrats. So if it's fucked up now, hey, the Democrats in office, Kamala's already in office. So if you feel as though the country is fucked up now, making the vice president who's currently, you know what I'm saying, in charge, making her the president ain't gonna change. Nothing's gonna be the same shit. Now, like I said, I do understand why immigrants vote Democrat. I do understand why the LGBTQ community vote Democrat. The LGBTQs are going to support Democrats because Democrats are telling you that boys can be girls, girls can be boys. You don't have no gender. You can switch your gender. It's 50-something genders. Like, how did 2 genders turn into 50-something? Like, what the make that shit make sense, man. You know what I'm saying? You can get rewarded. Like, if you D-Wade's son and you decide as a child to live as a woman and your parents is with that shit, allowing you to make crazy, irrational decisions, you get rewarded for it. You can get Woman of the Year awards for somebody who just decided to live as a woman 2 years ago. And now you getting the Woman of the Year award. You know, the Democrats is with that shit. So I understand why the LGBTQ community support them. But also understand there are no laws against homosexuality in this country. No matter who's in office, you could be a proud homosexual all the fuck you want. It don't matter who runs the country, though. It's no laws against being homosexual. It ain't no laws that's gonna stop you from getting a job. None of that shit. None of that shit. The thing that the Democrats do is, you know, if a man decides to live as a woman, they telling you that, hey, if that person calls himself a woman, then you have to acknowledge that person as a woman. That's what Democrats do. And, you know, the LGBTQ, they with that shit, even though a homosexual man, that's a man that just, for whatever reason, he like other males, you're not the same as a fucking man that decided to cut off his penis and try to live as a woman. You know what I'm saying? If a person was suicidal and they woke up every day cutting themselves for whatever reason, that's not a person who you would want to listen to or allow that person to make decisions on your country or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? You wouldn't want to make rules in your country to accommodate someone like that. You would want to help that person. You know what I'm saying? You would want to help that person, not just, oh, it's okay, it's normal to cut yourself. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just cut yourself and it's okay, man. Ain't nothing wrong with it. Just do what you do. You know what I'm saying? We're going to support you. Just continue to cut yourself. No, you're not going to support that. You're going to try to help the person. So if a motherfucker is feeling as though you born a man and you feel as though you want to be a woman to take hormone pills and change your appearance and try to feminize yourself, even though it don't really work because you still got strong masculine features, but then you want to cut your penis off and the government telling us we should listen to them and, you know, we got to change like job standards and we got to not like, I understand why the LGBTQ support Democrats because they live in fantasy and they would allow a man to pretend to be a woman and they would call that person a woman and try to treat them as a woman. Where Republican is going to recognize that, hey, you can live how you want to live and you can pretend all you want, but I'm not going to recognize you as a woman because you're not. You wasn't born that way and you still got a penis between your legs. And even if you cut it, hey, it's not natural. You're not a woman. You can't have babies. You can't get pregnant. You can't give birth. You know what I'm saying? When they, if you die and they do your DNA, you're going to have the chromosomes of a man. You know what I'm saying? Not a woman. So they gonna keep it 100 with that shit. So I understand why the LGBTQ support Democrats. I don't understand how you as a black American male, like when did black Americans started riding with that shit? When did y'all become, not the hate on the trans, but when y'all become pro-trans in the black American community? When in the black American community did we become pro-trans to the point that we are cool with men raising their boys as girls? In the black community, black American community, when did we start doing that? That's not us, dog. That's the foreigners, man. I understand why the foreigners fuck with the Democrats because Barack Obama is a fucking foreigner. Kamala Harris, she's a foreigner. These people don't come from our lineage. Their parents come from other countries. They lived in other countries. They didn't go through the black experience. Kamala had to go to a HBCU and get around black people so she could say that, oh, I went through the black experience too. No, you did. We are born into that shit. We are born into that shit. We don't move somewhere and go to a school so we could be part of that shit. We just naturally born into it. So as a black American, as a descendant of slaves, what are you getting from supporting Kamala? You're okay with just figureheads? Oh yeah, we got somebody that look like us that's running the country, but that person not doing nothing for us. She's doing stuff for her people, for other immigrants. Why are y'all cool with open borders, man? Why, man? How can it be, how is it possible that in the United States of America, you got Venezuelan gangs, after Kamala said illegal immigrants aren't criminals, right? You know, that shit don't even make sense. Anybody could be a criminal. So listen to me, 100% of illegal immigrants are criminals. It ain't no ifs, ands, or buts. 100% of illegal immigrants are criminals. As soon as you come over our border illegally, that makes you a criminal. All illegal immigrants are criminals. So you have illegal immigrants from Venezuela. They say it's a Venezuelan gang. They moved to Colorado in the United States of America and took over. This is what's going on right now. Why you voting for Kamala Harris? They took over multiple apartment complexes. One of the complexes is a 99-unit complex, and they forced the peoples to leave. Somehow they took over the rental office, so all the money that people was paying when they paid their rent, they was getting it. The Venezuelan gang was getting it. And then they evicted all the fucking residents. And they evicted them so that they could move more Venezuelan people. Colorado about to be a Venezuelan city. But the government isn't doing nothing about it. The police not doing nothing about it. But the police would be dozens of police officers putting on their suits, putting on their gear to come into a black neighborhood to lock up a bunch of 16, 17, 18-year-old kids talking about they RICO and all this shit, right? They just kids. You know what I'm saying? The black people that's gang banging and thugging, they not the problem in this country, because most of them don't leave out their neighborhood. Everything they're doing is in their neighborhood. They don't even leave out their neighborhoods. They just fucking up each other and doing shit to each other. They not really hurting nobody outside of their neighborhoods. But the police feel as though that shit be such a problem that they gotta go and lock 16, 17, 18-year-olds up instead of trying to help them, instead of bettering their living conditions so they don't have to live in poverty and commit crime. You take black Americans out of poverty, the crime rate will immediately decline. Nobody is robbing motherfuckers if you got 100,000 in the bank. Niggas ain't nickel and diming if you got hundreds of thousands in the bank. The crime rate automatically goes down in the black community, take us out of poverty, for sure. But you know, us being thugs or whatever, gang bangers, you know, that's so much of a problem. Police by the dozens gonna come 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning and run up in niggas' houses and lock them up. But you got organized Venezuelan gangs coming from hundreds and thousands of miles away, coming into our country illegally, taking over apartment complexes, taking the money, forcing people out their apartments with guns in hand, and the government is, the Democratic government, Kamala Harris, is doing nothing about it. How are you voting for Democrat? Anytime motherfuckers say, why you voting, or I just don't want Trump in office, why you? He's racist. Trump wasn't racist in the 80s. He wasn't racist in the 90s. He's taking all these pictures with all these black celebrities. So I say, how is he racist? Oh, he had an apartment building and he didn't want Section 8. When the fuck you racist for thinking that Section 8 mean black? You racist. That's your mind. You know what I'm saying? Because Section is all colors and all races of people are on Section 8. And if I'm trying to have a luxury building, like I do maintenance, if I had a luxury building, I wouldn't want Section 8 in my shit. But you can't deny vouchers. You know what I'm saying? In DC, you can't deny vouchers. But having these luxury ass buildings, and then at first it'd be like 50-50, like half Section 8, half market rent. Then after a year or two, motherfuckers don't want to live around that shit. So the people paying market rent, they moving out. Now the only people coming in the building is Section 8 people. Only motherfuckers from the hood. So they turn luxury buildings into hood jumps. That's just what it is. How is that racist if he don't want Section 8 in his jump? And then they talking about, oh, the Central Park 5, Central Park 5. What the fuck is wrong with black people, dog? The case of the Central Park 5 was a white woman, I think it was a white woman, got raped in Central Park. They locked up some black people. Now, Trump is not a police officer, so he didn't lock anybody up. Trump is not a government official at that time. He didn't prosecute nobody. He didn't lock anybody up. He didn't sentence nobody. In fact, on the Central Park 5 case, the prosecutor was a Democrat. Now, if they had a jury, that means the jury is who found them people guilty, and then the judge sentenced them people. How do y'all make the Central Park 5 shit about Donald Trump? Yeah, he put his foot in his mouth, talking about they should be executed. And in all reality, anybody that's going out here raping women, like if a group of people, whether they white, black, Spanish, or whoever, decide to go somewhere, find a woman, and take turns raping her, hey, the death penalty, it's not far-fetched. You should get it. Why not? Why not? So when that case came out, Trump didn't lock them people up. The media had you thinking that it was a bunch of black people that raped this white woman. So when Trump was just going off the media, and he was like, well, they should be motherfucking, they should get the death penalty if they did that. He put his foot in his mouth, because then, years later, they get found not guilty, somebody else confessed to this shit. But once again, what about the police officers that locked them dudes up? Because Trump didn't lock them up. What about the Democratic prosecutor that made it seem like those was the worst people in the world, and they got them people found guilty? The prosecutor did that. Trump didn't do that. What about the jury that found them guilty? Trump wasn't on that jury. What about the judge that gave them the sentence? Trump didn't do that, dog. What the fuck is wrong with y'all? You know what I'm saying? We need somebody as black, I'm speaking for black Americans, because I can't speak for the rest of America. Because it seems like my country is not really my country. My country is full of fucking illegal immigrants. And it seems like everything is being catered to the immigrants, while the people that's been here for hundreds of years, they're trying to silence us, man. They already silenced the Native Americans. They don't have no voice. Now, it's hard to silence black Americans because we the trendsetter. We do everything. But now, you got all these other blacks from other places coming into our country, and they trying to blend in with us and take credit for what the fuck we do, while we are told to shut the fuck up, and we losing our voice, and they talking. And a lot of these black motherfuckers you see talking, they don't come from where we come from, and they not representatives of us, man. You know what I'm saying? How can anybody be cool with these Venezuelan gangs putting people out their own homes, man? You know what it's going to get to, Shorty, if the Democrats continue to run this country and Kamala get elected? Hey, Snow, we going to go to war with illegal immigrants. I'm telling you, It's going to be black Americans versus immigrants in this country because of the Democrats, because y'all giving it. Shorty, they say they giving illegal, they approve some shit in California where illegal immigrants can get up to $150,000 in home loans to get a house. How? 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 Y'all voting for that shit? So if an illegal immigrant can get approved for $150,000 for a home, it should be no American homeless people anywhere in this country, dog. Nobody should be homeless, dog. If y'all willing to give illegals homes and houses, why the fuck we still got homeless people in America, dog? Make that shit make sense. You voting for Kamala for this black shit, but understand the real blacks are American blacks, descendants of slaves, dog. You know what I'm saying? So you gonna vote for a fucking immigrant that look like us, and when she get into office, well, she's already in office, but when she really running the country, like, what she gonna do for black Americans, man? It's gonna be more Venezuelan gangs, more lead the borders wide open, flood the country with immigrants. You know what I'm saying? Of course, the Indians, because she's an East Indian, so the East Indians, hey, whatever y'all need, y'all gonna be able to get. You know what I'm saying? Just turn this country into a free-for-all. You know what I'm saying? Everybody twerking, boys wearing dresses, little girls looking like boys, motherfuckers, teenage boys with titties, teenage girls with beards, trans women competing against real women in sports, Venezuelan gangs taking over apartment complexes, you paying your rent to illegal immigrants, they putting you out your shit. Where's the positivity? Like, where's the good shit with voting for Kamala? I don't see it. While she's lying and pretending to be black when she's not black. You know, she's an Indian woman who was raised in Canada. She never went through the black experience until she went to Howard, and where she blended in and mixed in with our people. She lied about listening to Tupac and Snoop in college. They wasn't out when she was in college. She was a prosecutor. When did black Americans start showing so much support for prosecutors? When? That's not even our culture. Our culture goes against prosecutors. When did we start supporting prosecutors, though? How can this woman in one breath say she listened to Tupac and Snoop in college while she was high, and then in the next breath she could talk about how many people she locked up and helped get convicted for marijuana possession while she was a prosecutor? Hundreds of people, maybe even thousands. You know what I'm saying? Make it make sense. Hey, look, the descendants of slaves, foundational black Americans, the American descendants of slaves, you know, the people that come from Nat Turner and Harriet Tubman and Martin Luther King and Malcolm X and all that. Yeah, Malcolm X, one of his parents do have a Caribbean background, and then one of his parents is straight FBA, you know, come from slaves in this country. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, man, dog, we gotta get control of our country, dog. Like I said, man, we gonna end up going to war because we not supporting all that shit. Like, you know how black Americans feel, like, since we got open borders and we giving hundreds of thousands to illegal immigrants and we making a place for them here. Can we go to their country? Like how them Venezuelan gangs came over here and took over? Can we go to their country and have equal rights? Can we illegally go into any other country and get taken care of? We can't. So why the fuck is we doing it for them, dog? Make that shit make sense. Like I said, man. Hey, immigrant, a non-black American cannot come at me sour. I can't even hear you in public saying some slick shit. I'm gonna have to say something. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be problems. Like, They creating a divide, man. Because you got black Americans that standing on real shit, on truth. And then you got Democrats that seem like y'all it's all emotional, man. It's all emotion. Y'all voting off emotions. Oh, she's a figurehead, but she's not doing shit for you. You know what I'm saying? I don't get it, man. I don't get it. There's no way you could think having open borders is going to be okay for the people of this country. There's no way, dog. And while y'all shitting on the people in this country, y'all looking out for motherfuckers that ain't even supposed to be here. How we supposed to feel about that? You know, you got black Americans still asking for reparations, and y'all like, nigga, we don't got reparations for y'all, nigga. You know what I'm saying? It's too late. You know what I'm saying? Y'all ancestors should have got it. They didn't. You know, we told them 40 acres. They ain't fight for it and get it back then. 100 years go past. Now we ain't giving y'all shit. What's up? And we like, okay, we gonna continue to fight. But while y'all say y'all not doing that for us, then y'all giving all this money to all these fucking illegals. Like they don't deserve that shit. Why? Why, man? Like, do I need to burn off my fingertips so I can't be printed? Try to change my teeth so it can't be matched up to no dental records? You know what I'm saying? Get a fake ID and, you know, go on vacation in Mexico. And then instead of, you know, hopping back on a plane and shit, throwing a passport away and all that, and just sneaking across the border and acting like I'm Spanish so I can get like free housing, get put in a hotel. You know what I'm saying? I can act like I'm Venezuelan, get with them, and we taking over apartment complexes. Like, ain't no black gangs or hood niggas taking over apartment complexes and putting people out. But y'all would click up by the dozens to lock up our people. But these Venezuelan gangs are strapped up, kicking people out their apartments in America, and y'all not doing shit about it. Y'all talking about vote for Kamala, mate. How, dog? You know what I'm saying? Like, tell me why, dog. I'm not understanding. So I have to feel like everybody that's supporting Kamala are LGBTQ and immigrants. So the non-LGBTQ and the non-immigrant people of this country, I'm asking y'all to come together and let's put a stop to this shit. Because I'm telling you, Slim, as long as the Democrats keep running this country, as years go past, you're going to start seeing more of them, more foreigners, lesser and lesser of us. You know what I'm saying? And that's not good for nobody, because we the ones that create, we the trendsetters of the world. Like, yeah, you know, you got a lot of Africans and other type of people in the NFL now. They starting to get into basketball now, but we had to lay the foundation and a blueprint to show y'all what to do, how to get in those positions. We laid the blueprint for all the blacks around the world. But instead of y'all coming over here and we telling y'all, hey, look, man, fuck Kamala, dog. She ain't real, she faking. Like, we ain't supporting the fake shit. Y'all supporting it just off the strength of because you an immigrant and she an immigrant, so y'all got unity with each other against us. So when we see these immigrants continue to get shit and niggas start feeling a certain way and we start suiting up and booting up and we start taking matters in our own hands, man, understand why, man. Because, hey, look, a motherfucker not coming to nowhere where I live at and telling me, oh, you gotta get out, and you know, they not doing that shit in the DMV, though. I don't know what type of people they got in Colorado. Who the fuck are these human beings that are allowing these Venezuelan bitch ass gangs to come over here and try to put people out their complex? Why people ain't clicking up and standing up to that shit, dog? What the fuck is going on in Colorado, dog? Where the fuck is Kamala at? Why, is y'all asking her questions? All right, y'all.